Welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad you're here. Today I opened up my Woodland Mills WC68 Wood Chipper just to inspect the blades, and I decided it's time to do a little bit of maintenance.
Welcome to my cluttered garage. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah!
First thing you should do is disconnect the drive shaft from the PTO. That way it will spin freely. Gotta undo the other side, I guess. There we go. I'm just gonna take the whole thing off. There. First, let's pop the cover on this wood chipper. It just has one single bolt here. If you don't have a wrench, just use your bionic strength. The cover is hinged, so it just opens right up. Ow, it's also heavy. It's a good idea to use leather gloves when you're working with your wood chipper because these blades are very sharp. Well, these aren't, but the new ones are. As you know, I like these deerskin leather gloves, and there's a link to these in the description if you'd like to check them out for yourself. So the Woodland Mills has 4 of these blades. Let me show you a close-up on one of these blades because although they are very sharp for the most part, there are some serious nicks in the top of the blade. So I want to change them so that we have a nice uniform sharp blade through and through. Here's a pretty good example right here. You can see this nick in the blade. It's very sharp up here and below, but that's a very severe nick in the blade. So, and that seems to go all the way around, or seems to be uniform throughout. So I either hit something, put something in there that I shouldn't have, or that may be the main wear point, you know, where most of the wood goes through. So we're going to turn around all 4 blades. These blades are reversible. I have some replacement blades, but since this chipper was new last year, the other side of the blade has not been used yet, so we can flip this around. That's what we're going to do today. So each blade has 4 bolts going through it. On this side it has, I believe it's a 6mm Allen key head, and on this side you've got metric nuts. So we'll take those nuts off and see how easily the blade comes off. So I'm pretty sure I need one of these missing Allen keys. But I have more in this box named Allen. There's got to be one in there. Lighting here today really stinks because the sun keeps dipping behind those clouds. Wish it would stay behind those clouds. How about a 7/32? Maybe that's a metric equivalent. I think it'll work. 17mm on the back side. Okay, so I'm going to have to put something in this flywheel to keep it from turning. How about these water pump pliers? No, how about this ball peen hammer? Yeah, I think that'll work. The instructions actually warn you not to drop the nut down into the chamber. Not that you can't retrieve it if you do. They recommend a long magnet. That comes right off. Now we'll want to make sure we clean the surface, both surfaces, this one and the other side of this. And we're going to just flip it 180 degrees like that. So now the dull side is over there. Now I'm just going to seat all 4 of these first, then I'll go back and tighten them up. I have to be careful not to bump this because I have the camera placed very precariously. I seem to use that word a lot. I'll take out my phone and I'll show you. There it is. Not the safest setup for a camera. Now you might find some of these Allen heads packed with wood chips and your Allen wrench can't get on there. So I'm just going to use this razor knife and just pick out the wood chips, clear it out like that. Now all I'm doing with the ball peen hammers is using it as a stop. So I just put it in there for a little wedge, and that keeps this from spinning as I tighten the bolts up. Now the final step in this project is to make sure that the blade and the anvil have the right gap. There's a stationary, it's not really a blade, I guess an anvil is the right word for it. The blade is sharp, the anvil I don't think really has a sharpened edge, and it works like a pair of scissors where the blade passes in front of the anvil. There needs to be a gap between the blade and the anvil plate of between 1/16 and 1/8 of an inch. That's according to the Woodland Mills manual. So it's really difficult to get this set right. I mean, you can, the instructions tell you that you can use a flashlight and look down to see the gap. Not very user-friendly, I have to say. So I've got this plan. I've got these little brackets that are 1/16 of an inch. I'm going to tape them onto the blade like this. And then I'm going to pull the blade down, line it up with the anvil, loosen the anvil up, and push it up against, and that'll give me the 1/16 inch gap. Actually, these are a little thicker than 1/16 of an inch. I think they're 78 thousandths. A 1/16 is 62 thousandths. An eighth is 125 thousandths. So this will put me right between a 1/16 and an eighth, and hopefully that'll work. This is mover's tape or shipping tape. We'll only add about 2 thousandths to the thickness. So hopefully that will work. Okay, there's the anvil plate. It does have kind of a sharp edge on it. It's in really good condition, so that's good, but I'm going to have to try and clean that out on the side a little bit. Okay, I've got that freed up now. I don't know how this could be done better. I love this wood chipper and I love Woodland Mills as a company, but this is not a very good setup. There should be a better way to make this adjustment, either an access door or something, because this, maybe it's just because I don't have the experience, but this is borderline terrible. All right, I'll spin it around one more time. That's good. put it back together. Then what do you say we try it out? All right, let's try it out. Go big or go home, right? Success! Ready for another season of wood chipping. Hey, I really appreciate you watching today. If you don't mind, hit that like button. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, I invite you to do so, and I look forward to chatting with you in the comments. Until then, I'll see you next time.